Good morning, everybody. Brandrew Itznell here. We shared a message yesterday about the vision of Madison. We talked about what the elders put before us last year as they shared with us their concept of growing in Christ together, and to think about those 10 attributes that we wanted to incorporate into our lives individually and also collectively as a body. And one of the things we talked about is how there's a lot of stories in the Bible that really illustrate all those 10 attributes. And so Nehemiah was the narrative that we chose. What a great story.
Absolutely. And when you think of vision, I know for me personally, I think of Nehemiah. He was a true visionary. And what sets apart, a person of vision is not just that they have a goal in front of them, but there's a why. There's a cause behind it. And the cause for Nehemiah was protection for what was special to God, but access for people to actually experience that. And so one of the things you might remember from yesterday, we talked about how in serving the king, Nehemiah was bringing those cups before him. And as he's serving him in that position, he is evidently very emotional. He's very distraught. And the king's like, "Hey, buddy, are you okay?" And he's like, "No, I'm not okay." Because what should be protected is not. And the people that should have access to God are not right now. And so I love how the king obviously can tell this is such a burden on Nehemiah. He says, "Well, buddy, go. And I'm going to give you a passport to get there. I'm going to give you the people to protect you to get from point A to point B." And I appreciate the fact that Nehemiah didn't say, "You know what? Whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I'm comfortable right now. I'm at the palace. I'm living thousands of miles away. I can just do what I want to do." But that there was something in him that wanted to move. And what I think that was he had a divine burden. And I would dare to say that every single one of us have that. There's something out there, something we see, something we hear that just doesn't sit well with us, that we know we need to move in, but sometimes it just stops there. Like we see that need to move, but we don't. And so I want to encourage you to think about that divine burden you have, and maybe to see that divine burden is actually the calling that you need to embrace in your life.
Right. And I think Nehemiah felt that burden.
Yes.
And he had to investigate it for himself. So he goes to see the walls himself, and he finds the gates in rubble, everything burned down by fire, and he just sees that situation, and it causes him to be more into what he needed to do moving forward. And so there's something maybe for us there, the idea that divine burden caused him to investigate a little bit further. So when you think about these 10 attributes that the shepherds have put in front of us, like think about one in particular that just you really think, man, that's something that I can do. Spend some time this week identifying that one thing, but then finding some proactive ways that you can, think about it, put it into action, develop it in your own life, and watch that spiritual development begin to take place because you are internalizing the cause. You see the vision and you're pursuing it with all you got. So that's the action step for this week. We hope you guys have a great week. We love you. We can't wait to see you again on Sunday, and we look forward to having a great one. See you then.